friends. So I just wanted to make a video. A lot of people ask me about my story and kind of how I got to the place I'm at now. Um, we all have a background and a story and where we came from, but I just kind of wanted to tell my story in my own way. So I guess where we start off is my childhood. I was raised in a abusive, alcoholic, crazy family. I had a really rough childhood. I don't remember a lot of great times. My father was an addict and an alcoholic, and my mother was an enabler. So there was a lot of abuse and a lot of living without electric or running water, or I'm sure they did the best they thought they could at that time, but um, just grew up in a really, really rough situation. Um, I have two older brothers and an older sister. I'm the youngest of four, so I was the baby of the family. But yeah, just had a really, really rough childhood. Dealt with some sexual abuse, a lot of mental abuse. Just really, and it's hard for me to share this because I never really talk about it. Nobody really knows besides my husband what I've really went through in my childhood. So probably at the age of 15, it got to the point where our whole lives growing up, my father was extremely abusive to my mother and to us. More my mother when he drank and things like that. But probably around the age of 15, I was the last kid in the house. All the other ones had moved out, and it had gotten to the point where I just couldn't take it anymore. It was horrifying to live through. You never knew when shit was going to pop off. So I decided to move out and move in with a friend of mine at 15, just to get out of that situation. And from there, I met my kid's father when I was 16, something like that. And I was an addict. I used drugs, not anything hardcore, but I was an addict. I, of course, didn't know how to be an adult because I didn't have any role models. So, end up struggling through life, working as a waitress, being an addict. I had three kids with my children's father, in and out of relationship with him, back and forth. He was an addict. Tried to do the best I could for my kids and raise them and with what I knew. And then probably, I don't know how long ago it was, my son's 8th birthday, and he's about to be 16. So about 8 years ago, I was finally like, this is enough. This is how my parents raised us. I was in an abusive relationship with my kid's father. It was really tumultuous, and just, I was over it. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do what my mom did and raise my kids in this situation. So I finally grabbed all three of my kids, didn't look back, moved here to Rockport, Texas, stayed with my parents for a few months till I got on my feet, got a job, walked to work, worked two jobs, got my own place, my own car. For probably 3 or 4 years, I worked two jobs, was pretty level-headed, raised my kids, was, pretty good mom. I felt that, I was doing the best that I could for them. Their father wasn't around, still isn't around, pops out here and there. But there's that. What else is there? Probably about 6 years ago, I met my husband. And I really wasn't looking for anybody. I was over it. I was like, you know what? If this is what's out there, I'm just going to be by myself. So when I met my husband, it was kind of crazy because he was so nice and so sweet and understanding and just totally different from any guy that I had ever dated or my type or whatever. And after being, well, what did I do? I'm skipping some parts here. I kept my own place for a few months, kind of hung out with him, got to know him and stuff. We moved in together, and I still kept my own place just for my own, like, sanity, just in case I ever had to run, because that's what I was used to in my life. But turns out I met an amazing man. I have a great husband. I'm sober. I've been sober about 3 years now. And I don't mean like off hard drugs. I smoked weed. I mean, yes, it's illegal, but I wasn't like a crackhead out in the streets. I worked 2 jobs, took good care of my kids, spoiled the crap out of them. But after about 2 years of being with my husband, I quit smoking weed and I really learned how to parent and how to be a parent. And my husband doesn't have any of his own kids. But for him, he's like the best parent. Like he just knows how to parent, knows how to do all the things. And so from him, I learned how to hold my ground, how to be a mom, how to really instill things in my children like chores and responsibility and just all the good things. And it doesn't take a man. It just took me to get out of that mindset of my family and what I was raised in to understand that life is different. You don't have to live the life your family lives or your parents lived. So, yeah. So, I've been with my husband for about 6 years now, and I have an 18-year-old who is out of the house. We have a 15-year-old that's almost 16, and we have a 12-year-old. So, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. I don't know if any of y'all want to hear the story. I do have people message me and ask kind of my story and what I've been through, and I can't really rant about this on a live while I'm doing my makeup because I get all scatterbrained. But yeah, that's where we're at now. My husband's an electrician, and we run Ray's Construction here in Rockport. He does all the things, anything. My husband is a hustler. He makes money. He sells cars, flips things. Like, he's the shit. So, for all you women out there who have gone through things in your life, just know that you don't have to be the person that your parents were or that you were. You can be whoever you want to be. You just have to find from within who you are. And just the past few years, I've started to like realize who I am as a person and a mom. And I went to therapy, and it's just really amazing when you get to the other side and you see how life really could have been and should have been. But I wouldn't change anything for anything. It made me who I am today. And no, I'm not perfect. I still have tons of flaws. I cuss, I'm crazy, I'm whatever. But I just wanted to pass on some inspiration. And it doesn't take a man. So don't think that just, yes, my husband is the reason that I've kind of molded and grown up and changed into this person. But my husband doesn't tell me what to do, where to go, how to do it. He's just his own person and such a great person that I've just kind of picked up traits from him and just learned how to mature and just be an adult. Adulting. So just know that, you know, you can be whoever you want to be. And yeah, so that's where we're at. I run The Glossy Wife, which is a makeup business. My husband's an electrician. We have 2 kids still at home. We do all the things, all the jet skiing, dirt biking, gromming, motorcycling. So life is so much different now from how I grew up and where I come from as to where I am now as an adult. So just know that you can be whoever you want to be, and you can make your life whatever you want to make it. And you can raise your kids how you really want to raise them. So if you're in a situation and you don't want to be in that situation, leave. Leave. It's going to be hard. It's not going to be easy. You have to just persevere, push through, do all the things you can do, and hopefully in the end, there's a great outcome with yourself. I mean, not just in a relationship, but just in general. You know, a lot of women stay. You don't have to stay. You can leave and be your own person and have your own brain and hopefully eventually find a husband like mine. You can't have mine, but there are a lot of great men out there. You just have to find yourself and be your own person and persevere through your struggle. And, hopefully one day God will send you down the right path. And I don't know. I think that's all I got for you. I pretty much spilled my whole life story. So that's who I am, where I come from. So, yeah, I guess that's all I got. I don't know. If y'all want to know anything else, just keep messaging me. And I will tell y'all more about my story. So thank y'all for listening.